Hi everyone, I'm Dub, and welcome to my new Valorant in-depth series, where I go into the details of Valorant to help you improve your skills, become a smarter player, and sharpen your game. And today I'm going to be talking about pistol rounds. The pistol round, in my opinion, is the most important round because winning it nearly guarantees you to win the next round because of the huge economic advantage you have. Pistol rounds are also difficult for new players because it's often extremely fast-paced, which forces mistakes. But before we get into recognizing and preventing those mistakes, we have to start with what to buy. Deciding what to buy on first round is personal preference, so if you find something that works for you, feel free to stick to it, but it's also crucial and should vary depending on your playstyle. Now, I know there are people who absolutely go crazy and carry with the shorty or the frenzy, and by all means, you guys just keep doing you. I enjoy being carried by you and thank you. But for us normal people, we'll stick with the two main buys that we see from pros most commonly: the ghost inabilities or light shield inabilities. Now, your abilities are going to be dependent on your character, so I'm going to leave that up to personal preference, but we'll go and stick with these two main buys, ghost or light shield, for this video. So far, we've seen pros heavily stick with the ghost inabilities round one, which is effective because it one-shots to the head enemies without armor. But not too long ago, Shroud started buying light armor and abilities instead because it's the direct counter to the player who bought a ghost and expects to one-tap you. Since then, we've seen more people swapping over to the light armor instead of the ghost route, because the benefit to buying light armor is that it's generally going to allow you to survive one or two more shots, which as an entry fragger, if you've seen my role guide, is pretty invaluable. So with all that being said, the easiest breakdown is this: if you expect to be the first person to make contact or are going to be playing aggressive on defense, go for the light armor dueling power and survivability. And on the other coin, if you're going to be playing second man behind the entry fragger or flanking for cheeky kills on defender, go for the ghost for that little bit of extra kill pressure. So at this point you have your loadout, and now you just need to position yourself accordingly. On defender side, I see people far too often holding angles where they have nowhere to fall back to, playing risky aggressive angles, or playing so safe that the attackers have sight before your team can actually react. When you're choosing your angle on defense, you should think to yourself, what information can I get here? Where can I fall back to? And what happens if multiple people rush here? The goal on defense is to get as much information as possible while still maintaining your biggest advantage, being unpredictable. Okay, so let's take an aggressive angle like this one on Haven, for example. As soon as the round starts, I push up to here and I'm holding this angle, right? So I'm getting enough information here to actually tell my teammate, the one who's playing short, maybe he's Heaven, whatever, he can actually rotate out because I have all of the entrances covered. Now, you could also push up and let your teammate stay on site just as an anchor, just in case you die, but I think it's more effective to just let your teammate rotate out and stack a site, because your goal on defense isn't to be a hero, or at least on pistol round. You want to just play footsies with the enemy until they have to commit to a bad take. And this type of footsies like this, you're getting the information. If you see somebody cross, you can fall back, but as soon as you make contact with the enemy, you're falling back. And then you can fall back to an angle like this. Maybe your teammate's coming to hold your connector and you can fall back to here. Or maybe they're a long way away and you have to fall all the way back to here. Your goal is just basically to delay the enemy and allow yourself to get the information and then fall back somewhere on site where you can be unpredictable once again. Because those first two shots are really the only ones that are going to matter. Because if you can take two shots and then fall back and then go get two more shots, that's your highest chance of success on pistol round. Now, positioning on attacker side is very different because you're not hunkering down to protect a site, and your positioning early game won't really affect the round unless you're able to get an early pick or get important information. Now, excluding those unreliable scenarios, let's go over the basic setup you can rely on every single pistol round. In the pre-round phase, you should think to yourself and communicate with your teammates about what the goal is for this specific round. And you should also identify your role in the team. Now, in solo queue, I get that this is more difficult, but if you're the entry fragger like Phoenix, single someone out on your team and tell them to follow you close so they can trade kills if you die. If you're a support player, just pick someone on your team who you think would entry frag and play close behind them, and you should be looking to trade kills for them if they get into a fight. In my experience, the most effective setup is two pairs like that, with one player floating, either joining a group, playing lurk or flank, or probing for intel. At this point, how you play out the round is up to you. You can split, rush, or just play the round really slow and let the round develop. But you're in strong position, so you're equipped to actually take fights and trade for kills. So once you get on site, we'll go ahead and swap to positioning as an attacker to defend from the retake. Preventing the retake is the most important thing on pistol round because it's so volatile. It's also relying on good positioning and first bullet accuracy, so keep that in mind. Now, the biggest downfall I see for newer players when they're playing attacker is not getting into a defendable position quickly after the plant goes down. When getting on site, there are three things to do, and it's crucial that they be done in this exact order by everyone that's executing the site. You have to clear the site, then plant the bomb, and then position for defense. Now, let me be clear. Whenever I say clear the site, I mean clear it like it's Modern Warfare 2 and you're looking for the ninja diffuser. Like, clear all of the rat holes. Because as soon as you start planting as the planter, he's going to peek out and go for you. Because if he kills you, he delays the round and allows his team to rotate. And delaying the round as the counter-terrorist is what you want, or defender, sorry. So how would I actually hold this bomb site? So after the plant, what I'm thinking is, how can I defend the bomb plant? And where can I take shots from without overexposing myself or giving up my advantage of being unpredictable? Because now I'm essentially a defender holding a bomb site. So hypothetically, I would want someone playing deep garage, maybe playing an off angle. I could have one play at long or two garage. However, maybe Cypher Trap long. Every round's going to have nuance. But what I would do is hold an aggressive angle like this. This is relatively aggressive. You don't want to be over here. You could play back here if you have 3, 4, maybe even 5 people alive. You can play more aggressive angles like this. But I would play somewhere where you actually have somewhere to fall back to because you're trapped there. So as soon as they peek you from CT, this is the most common spot for people to peek. 2 shots and then leave. Defender strategy. 2 shots and then leave. Then you can actually play another aggressive angle. This is slightly less aggressive. 2 more shots as soon as they peek out. So now my goal is to delay them, which I've just done. And now if they want to continue the engagement, they have to overextend on the site. That way my person garage and my person long, or my person long, they can join in the fight whenever they overextend. So I'm going to fall back to long and hold another unpredictable angle. So as soon as I hear shots start being fired or they tap the bomb, then I'm going to peek. So now I've delayed them and I can start playing time and start, taking more shots as they start doing it. So that's the general strategy you would want to work towards whenever you're preventing the retake. Play somewhere where you can delay the retake and then fall back to safer spot. Most people think that to be good at pistol round, you need really good aim and really good movement. And they're completely right. You have to practice your mechanics. There's no other way around it. And if you feel like this is really your weak point, feel free to watch my aiming guide and my peeking guide. I'll have those in the description. But for now, I'm going to focus on the pistol round specific mechanics that you can work into your game. So the pistol round is a single tap round where accuracy and precision is rewarded and spraying is usually punished, at least. With this being said, you should be controlling your rate of fire and taking controlled, calculated peaks that minimize the risk you take when you're battling. Now, if you're holding an ankle, I recommend taking 2 shots before moving to reposition, regardless of whether you get the kill or not. Because after those 2 shots, you start to become more and more inaccurate, and the odds of you actually finishing that kill are reduced. Now, if you notice the enemy hasn't looked your way, feel free to slow down your shot and tap a few more, but as soon as you sense danger or return fire, just turn and run. Don't tunnel vision on the kill and be greedy. Now, if for some reason you have to continue to fight, because trust me, I know how it is, somebody challenges you, sometimes you just gotta sit there and fight it out with them. What you're going to do is strafe shoot. Strafe shooting should be your go-to in pistol rounds because this tap fire is the most important. And whenever you're shooting, walking side to side, you're really inaccurate. As you can see, the bullets kind of went everywhere. But whenever you're strafe shooting, you're stopping. Well, not really stopping. You're changing movement input. And you're accurate whenever you're changing movement input. So whenever I press S, as soon as I push S, you can take 2 shots. And you see they're relatively accurate compared to where I was aiming. If you're not very good at that yet, you can walk and stop and take 2 shots and then do it again over and over until you get faster and faster and you can actually just strafe shoot. So changing your movement input like that is actually really effective. Now, another thing in my opinion that's a must know and a must use for pistol rounds is the jiggle peek. So essentially what a jiggle peek is, it allows you to get information on the enemies without actually committing to a full duel. So you'll see this is technically a jiggle peek. All I'm doing is jiggling my head out past the threshold so I can actually see. And you want to use this whenever you don't really want to commit to a full duel. You don't have somebody behind you looking for the trade. You just essentially don't want to take the risky battle. This is what you do. You can jiggle peek, get the information, and get back behind cover extremely fast. And because they're tap firing, most people aren't going to have reaction time good enough to actually hit you in the head, and they don't have a spray weapon, so they can't actually wall bang you very effectively. And the final mechanic I use all the time in pistol rounds because it's such a, one-shot round is the pop shot. So what you're going to do, you can jiggle peek and get the information and then get back, or you can jiggle peek and go for the shot and then start pop shooting. So what a pop shot is essentially a strafe shot from right behind the cover. So really all you're doing is peeking out just enough to take a shot and then get back behind cover, and you're just taking a quick shot. It's basically giving you 0 risk for, all of the reward of maybe I hit that headshot and get a free kill on this guy. Because realistically, unless he's pre-firing you, he's not going to be able to hit that head that just peeks out and pops back with a pistol. All right. Communication is a must-have in all aspects of Valorant, but pistol rounds are by far the most necessary. because they not only require very quick and concise telling of information, it also sets the pace for the entire game. So getting it right and setting the right tone for the game is imperative. The goal is to call out everything that may be useful to your teammates, while also keeping the call out short and sweet without the excess whining and ranting. If you're unsure of what to communicate, start with the location and follow that with the amount of enemies that you saw. Avoid exaggerations like "all B" or "A," because tricking your team into thinking they're safe to rotate just because you want them there faster increases the likelihood they get picked off by the lurker or flanker on the enemy team, and that causes another mess of problems. Instead, just stay composed and tell your team everything they can use quickly so they can get back to focusing on the round. Now, communicating is not just calling out though, it's also being able to receive callouts. You should be viewing each round like a puzzle, and each piece of information and callout that you receive and give is a piece to that puzzle. If you're having trouble giving or receiving callouts quickly, press M and read over the different callouts on the map whenever you have downtime in game, and over time you'll get better and better, but try your best for now. Now, the concise and accurate callouts let your team slowly piece the puzzle of the round together in order to cater your strategy to the specific round. This is what makes tactical shooters like Valorant so incredible. Every round plays out vastly different, and if you can pick up on the small details of information that you receive, like location of abilities and usages, which gives information to an agent location and site placement, being able to take note of things like this allow you to do the most important skill in all of Valorant: adapt. And adapting is what communication is all about. Being able to receive information and give information, that way your entire team can adapt to the specific round and actually increase your chances of winning. So make sure you're adapting to each round individually and not playing standard every single round. Now, if you're still having trouble with pistol rounds, I did make an aiming guide and a peeking guide. So if you're interested in either one of those extra resources, they'll be in the description below. I'm also coming out with a communication guide really soon, so make sure to like and subscribe with the bells on if you're interested in that. But as always, thanks for stopping by. I hope this helps. Good luck and peace.